Now, Hamas says it's studying the latest proposal for a ceasefire in a positive manner. A delegation is returning to Egypt to discuss the deal with mediators. Now, Israel wants the return of captives held in Gaza in return for a temporary truce, but Hamas has repeatedly insisted on a permanent end to the war. Let's get more on this from our correspondent in occupied East Jerusalem, Stefanie Dekker, who's standing by for us. So, really in a bit of a holding pattern, Steph, in terms of these negotiations.
Yes, waiting for the response of Hamas. That's where we are at. It was supposed to come Wednesday night, then it was supposed to come tonight. And now, according to Israeli media, that could be in the next couple of days. I think if we read between the lines of the words of Ismail Haniyeh, Hamas's political leader, who spoke to the head of intelligence, Egypt's head of intelligence, also to Qatar's leadership, where he talked about working on maturing an agreement. That is the translation that would bring an end to the hostilities against its people. So perhaps, and we do know that Hamas has been seeking clarification over the last couple of days about specific points in this agreement, in this potential deal. Perhaps they have amendments. We don't know. There's a lot of speculation going on in the media on all sides. What's going to happen, whether Rafah will happen or not, because that's what the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has been saying very publicly. Deal or no deal, Rafah will happen. Diplomats behind the scenes will tell you if there is a deal, there will be no Rafah. And I think interestingly, Anthony Blinken was pushed on this because this is what the Israeli Prime Minister was saying when he was here. And as we know, the Americans don't want Rafah to happen. They want a deal. And Anthony Blinken said, well, people say a lot of things. We have to look at what is being done and at what we're doing. So the mission is still to try and get a ceasefire, and as you mentioned, a holding pattern. At this point in time, we're going to have to wait and see until we hear from Hamas, and then we'll know the path forward. Currently, the Israeli War Cabinet is meeting. They'll be discussing the deal as well, and the captives, and what's happening and what possible scenarios. But again, as you say, nothing concrete has really come out of anything right now until we hear from Hamas.
For the update, thanks very much. Stefanie Dekker there for us in occupied East Jerusalem.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.